Hey y'all, Ginger here. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. I guess it's probably around 70 degrees, and it is a perfect day to be running errands, getting groceries, doing all the things that moms have got to do when they don't have time to do them. But anyway, my parents are watching my little boy today, so I actually have a little bit of free time, and I am out in the middle of nowhere, well, beside the interstate, filming a video, watching traffic go by. So if y'all hear a lot of noise, I'm sorry, but hey, my windows are down and I'm enjoying the fresh air. But this reminds me of a time when I was growing up, and I grew up with a lot of boys when I was little, and I was the girl of the group. I was the only girl of the group, and yeah, I like to be a little prissy, wear my little dresses and everything. But when it came playtime, I was ready to hang with the boys. Now, all the boys used to meet in my grandparents' house or my grandmother's house, Granny. And she always had a group there, and they would always meet there. They'd grab her bicycles and they'd go out and play. Now, when you grow up in the country, it is not just normal play. We set up ramps and everything else. Well, I wanted a BMX bike from the time I could walk. I just wanted a BMX bike so I could ride with the boys. Well, my dad and mom decided to surprise me with a bicycle for my birthday. Imagine my surprise when I got this absolutely beautiful pink bicycle with a banana seat with flowers on top and chromed out from top to bottom. I didn't know whether to cry or just, I didn't know, because I tell you what, it was the prettiest bicycle I ever seen, but I had to ride with the boys, and I knew they was going to rib me for that bicycle. And yeah, they did. But now I was not going to let that stop me from hanging out and doing everything that the boys did on this beautiful banana seat flowered bicycle that made every girl jealous, or every girl would have loved to have. But you know, I wanted that BMX bike so that I would not be made fun of. Well, I met all the boys there one day at my grandmother's house, and you have to know my grandmother lived in a holler. Now, her house was down low, and then there was a big bank that went up on the side and went all the way up to the main road. Now, the main road was probably a couple 100 feet up, so I mean, it was a pretty good distance away. And my aunt lived up at the main road. Well, it was her son and a bunch of boys from down Idaho was all running around. And I looked up, and they was going up to the top of this hill, riding down a bank, down this hill, and they had set up a ramp at the foot of the hill that had like 2 or 3 bricks on one side, a piece of wood, and they was jumping it and going across the road and landing and turning around and going back up. Well, I was not going to let this stop me, because I was going to do everything them boys were doing. Yes, I was stupid. Yes, I know that now, and you will understand why when I finish this story. Well, I waited my turn, everybody coming down, woo, you know, a couple of wrecks and stuff, you know, a couple scratched knees, no problem. It was my turn. So I walked up to the top of this hill. By the time I got there, I was already tired walking to the top of this hill, because it was not a short walk. I got up to the top of this hill, and I looked down, and there's all them boys down there at the bottom of the hill going, "Come on, Ginger, you can do it. Come on." Now, it was about this time when I looked down there, and I seen that little board that I was supposed to hit at the foot of that embankment down there. And I knew that it was going to go wrong, because I could feel it in my bowels, because I tell you what, I was scared poopless. But not to be outdone, and I was going to do it, I hopped on that bicycle and started pedaling. One thing you do not do is pedal down a hill that's that steep, because number one, what's going to happen, your feet's going to slip off them pedals. And when your feet slipped off them pedals, bam, right on the back of the calf. It hurt like a dickens. So here I am going down the hill. My poor old pedals are swinging faster than a tornado written ready to tear out a trailer park. And it was awful. It was awful. And all I could do was hold on to them handlebars, put my feet straight out, and go, ah! So here I am going down the hill going, ah! My feet sticking straight out in there. And here I am, I hit that ramp, I go sky high. That's when I realized my bicycle was not underneath me, and I was about to come down. Well, that bicycle came back down underneath me, and I hit that banana seat with the force of, I don't know what. I couldn't tell you. It was like lightning hitting a pond. It was so much force, and I swear I saw the sky crack open. And then all of a sudden, when I come down, of course I wrecked, and I tore my knee up, and that was all. But when I stood up, it was not the knee and the blood that was tearing me apart. It was the pain that I felt in immense private areas. And I looked down and I saw my bicycle, and the bicycle seat was broke. Yes, I broke that banana seat in half. And let me tell you, I was not going to shed a tear in front of those boys. So I just picked that bicycle up with all the meanness I had in me, and I said, oh God, I broke my bicycle. So I got to go up and have my daddy fix it. So I'm walking up the street, and all the boys are behind me, and they're like, oh, that didn't look good. And I could hear them talking, and I was like, whew, I was holding it together. And I walked up to the house, and my granny and dad was sitting on the front porch, some of the other family out there. And I threw that bicycle down, just angry as could be. And I said, I broke my dang bicycle seat. And I walked in past my mom, past my dad and my grandmother, and I went in the bathroom. And I sat down and I cried for about an hour, because I knew right then and there that I would never be the same. And the pain that I felt and the stars that I saw, I knew that my whole existence had changed, and that I was never going to ride a bicycle like that again.